Dance is an art form that consists of purposefully selected sequence of human movements, right? Do you love to dance? Just like the dance of dragons, just added that in there. But hey, how much of a dancer are you?
Well, Titi has all that info and questions because it is International Dance Day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And we are celebrating all dancers all over the world.
Yes,
it's good to dance. It's a good form of exercise.
Yep.
It's a way to demonstrate joy.
It's a form of expression.
And yeah, both of you, I'm not sure what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
we should start dancing Makosa.
Woo! Yeah, so I've
what
been
else do
teaching
you want,
everybody
like
steps today. It might not have worked out the way we planned, but you know what? We're gonna have a great show anyway.
Yeah,
Very good morning
very
to you,
definitely.
everyone. Welcome. It's a brand new edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes,
And
sir.
as always, it's a whole 3 hours of the best television content. And we hope you had a good weekend. And we hope you rested a little bit as well. I tried to get some rest yesterday. Now, my name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. As always, we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in your comments with the social media handle, or rather the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
Yeah, you can also download our mobile app from any app store, the Android app store, and also the Apple iStore, the Android,
Just
the
all of
Android,
them.
the Google Play Store.
Yeah.
Google Play Store, not Android. Google Play Store and Apple iStore. Yeah, so you can download our app there, and probably others as well. But
As
there's
long
so
as
many
you
ones.
have the app, we're with you all through. Don't worry about it. But let's tell you what we're doing for the rest of the show. We have artist, producer Black Beats, who released his debut album in October last year. He's already got a new banger out, and he has a musical performance for us coming up very shortly.
All right. In 180 seconds, we have a tradition of taking you to a dream destination. And this morning, we're going to be unraveling the treasures of Sun City, South Africa.
If it's good once, it's probably better twice. We have another musical performance for you this morning. Talented Afro R&B and dancehall sensation RDC is going to be here.
A couple of talented guys that we have on the show today. Now, Mondays are also for motivation, and we have a tradition on Wake Up Nigeria. And Funke Famoroti Sanyolu will be talking about dealing with situations or people that dampen one's morale.
Yes, sir.
Morale dampeners.
Yes, sir. We have a renowned photographer joining us, and he's going to be chatting with us as well. Kola Oshalusi is just amazing, and he's going to be here very, very soon.
Yeah, and I'm sure by now you know the best type of engine oil for your car. And this week, Ayosha is going to be moving on to automatic transmission fluids to tell us all we need to know on why they're so important in our car.
Transmission fluid. I didn't even know there was such a thing until recently, actually. Transmission fluid, what's that? We have SME motivation for today coming very soon. The CEO of Travel Lotus Luxury Tours Limited. And Tolulope Dokbemu is going to be here very soon, telling us all about it.
And of course, there's going to be lots more stuff happening on the show.
As always.
Looking forward to it.
It's going to be packed. It's going to be packed. It's going to be packed.
We should get somebody in here to show us the different kinds of dance steps that trend all around the world, not just in Nigeria, because in Nigeria it looks like every few months now something new comes up.
I've not really seen anything brand new though. Of recent, nothing nothing that has hit like the way. Is it what they call it again? Is it Bese that they call it, or Bebodie or something?
Oh, that's a dance step.
Yeah, Bebodie, Bese, and that is still kind of reigning.
I thought it was just a thing people said.
No. If you had Betsy dance it for you, you'd actually be amused.
It's just very amusing. Like sometimes I just feel like, okay,
there's something new.
What's this thing this person is doing? Am I supposed to learn it?
No.
Or am I supposed to just be myself and, you know?
Some people just enter the flow, though. Some people just enter the flow. But
So,
but
this Bay Body song is
Yeah.
step is different from the Zanko, which is different from Shaku Shaku, which
you
is
know
different
what?
from.
We're
it's
still
just
trying
crazy.
to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we should not just act like we know it. We should get a professional to come and tell us all about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Because if we go and make a mistake now, they'll probably crucify us on Twitter right now. But something else is happening on Twitter.
Okay.
The top 20 trends on Twitter as at 4 a.m. today
Yeah.
were all on Game of Thrones.
Is that why you're wearing the hand of the King
Every
thing?
single trend, every cast member that made sense, every aspect, the locations, the battle, everything. So the top 20, I didn't even check for beyond 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the episode that aired this morning, 2 a.m., I don't know how they're going to come back from this. So I actually happened to watch it.
So I see a lot
Did you-
of people get
did you,
angry at spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
But you know the funny thing?
Yeah.
I like spoilers.
I'm not spoiling
Like,
it.
I
I'm not
love it
spoiling
when I want to
I'm
watch
just
something
saying
and I get to know
it is
what's
worth
going to
watching
going to
over.
happen.
Anyway, spoiler
and over
alert, I
again.
made a cameo appearance close to the end.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Are you the
Don't
Night
look
King?
for him. You'll be
Are you the
wasting
Night
your
King?
time.
I'm not look out for me on the Game of Thrones
Yeah.
cameo appearance close
Wow.
to the end.
All right, welcome to Lagos traffic this morning. Let's see how we can help you. Maybe move around Lagos and avoid the areas that are prone or that have traffic at this particular moment. You can always be part of this, of course, by sending us a tweet or a Facebook message and also on Instagram with the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria at TVC Connect across all the 3 social media platforms. All right, let's look at what the traffic looks like from, heading towards Ajah. From here, I don't know why it is very tight at this point in time. This is quite surprising. At times, let's just hope that this is exactly on point. But Yomi, let's talk about you coming here this morning. How was it early in the morning?
Very early
getting
in the
to this
morning,
place?
it was light, but I know that on the other side, people coming from Ajah towards Chevron, it was already kind of tight. So if it's a Monday morning, so usually you should leave just before 5 or at 5. If you're coming before Ajah, coming from Sangotedo, all those areas, it's usually pretty tight. So, but in my area, which was from the between the 3rd and 4th roundabout, it was free. It was free at about 5:30, but I know that it would have been tighter in some other areas.
All right.
Now we have to note that the kids are back in school this morning,
Yes,
so
that's what's responsible for all that traffic.
yeah, the school buses are out on the road. People with extra cars taking their kids to school, they're back on the road today. So if you were planning to still like just chill at home for a while, nah, you need to get out now.
Unless you
need
work
to
for
move.
yourself.
Oh well, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It can be really tense on the roads when the school buses come out. And it's amazing how much traffic just the schooling actually causes. I was actually reading an article about how the New York school system had to make sure that they had, well, back in the day, you know, they have those yellow buses. So they're able to control
The traffic.
the traffic based on those yellow buses that the government controls.
Let's see what
Imagine.
Mike has,
Yeah.
whether he's got some more updates
I'm
for
sure
us.
he does.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're heading from Ajah, let's look all the way down towards Lekki. It's quite free up on Lekki Ekpe Expressway, quite very free there. This is as though you are heading from Splash Bar and Lounge. So just before that point from Shawarma King. Okay, good. It's a very, very smooth drive up until you get to Ajah Market. Let's see, this is somewhere around Zenith Bank, Heritage Assembly, XYZ Plaza. At that point, it picks off that there's a bypass there, but then the traffic picks up, Ajah Market, and you'd spend on that particular spot, you should spend over an hour heading up until you stop at RCCG, Tabernacle of David, before FCMB Ajah, just at the point where we get to FCMB Ajah, it cools off there. Heading forward from there, it's quite free. Up until, let's see now, up until, I'm trying to get this exact spot, but then just for AP Station, Lekki, yeah, there's quite some traffic there. Then it moves up quite free until you get onto Chevron Scintilla Road. That is by the bypass. You definitely have to use that bypass there. The traffic is thick, man, like extremely very, very thick. You'd have to come back. Jakonde Market, it's still traffic all that way. So all that way, Jakonde Market to former Silverbird, yeah, at that point, it frees up a little bit up until Lekki Phase 1. Lekki Phase 1, it's kind of a bit free. It's kind of a bit free. Just before Lekki Phase 1, you might have to get into, instead of using the express, you might have to get into Lekki Phase 1. It's a bit faster there. And then use all the way towards Ikoiling Bridge, Gerrard Road, and all of that. That place would be a better place than using the express. So, yeah, just move off Lekki Phase 1, get up into Ikoiling Bridge, Gerrard Road, and all of that. It's faster there at that point, quite free. But then up until you get, well, Third Mainland, of course, on the direction coming to the mainland is free. But then heading to the island, at this point, is tight. You're going to spend just a little bit under 2 hours exactly now if you're going to enter the island. Maybe it gets a little bit freer and all of that. But at this point in time, you spend a little bit under 2 hours just on the Third Mainland Bridge. And like Titi said, students have resumed school. Was it today school resumed?
Yes.
Today, right?
School resumes today. There are some tweets here, if we have a chance to read them now. It says it's currently moving, there is moving traffic moving from Maza Link Bridge inward mile 2. Okay. It also says here that there's traffic starting just at Unilag Waterfront, leading all the way to Yanoworo. That's on the bridge. Then, of course, if we move towards Oshodi area, it says it's busy right now around Second Rainbow, inward Oshodi. Then there's serious traffic around Palm Grove, inward Jibo this morning. So those are the updates I have.
I have just a few updates here. If you're moving between mile 2 to Ikorodu, mile 12 to Ikorodu Road, is yeah, pretty tight. Pretty tight. Mile 12 under the bridge, and over across all the way to K2. Yeah, it's pretty busy up until Tipper Garage, and then from Tipper Garage it eases off a little bit, and then it gets busy again at Bayosho and Ojota Market. It's really, really tight there. Then after that it's free. Then it's free all the way to Maryland. It's a little bit heavy in Maryland, not too bad for this time of the morning, but it's heavy. And then of course Ikorodu, you of course enter Ikorodu Road, where it's light all the way till you get to Palm Grove.
Palm Grove, yes. Palm Grove area, inward Ijibo this morning, there's a bit of traffic there.
Yeah, so it seems like all the major bus stops, all the major junctions just seem to be very tense right now.
It feels like if we can deal with these bus stop issues and people driving into the roads from the bus stop, we might actually be able to cut traffic by half.
Yes, I agree.
All right, okay, that's all on traffic report. Still remember, you can send at any point in time. I see a tweet pic here about traffic, and I think that one even gives your report much more credibility. A tweet pic will make more sense. That's all on traffic, Lagos traffic this morning. I'm about to go join the guys and have some coffee.
We're waiting for you. There's cake here.
Yes, there's
Yesterday
cake here.
was Chef Tina's birthday.
Yes, happy
birthday, Chef Tina. So she sent me cake.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't
She
have
sent
some of my
us
cake. She sent.
Would you like some
do
cake?
you know what backup cake I have?
Would you like some cake?
Yeah? Not yet.
It's too early, Abby?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's never too early for cake
Titi,
in my book.
Titi, don't mind Yomi. Yomi doesn't want cake.
What
It's
is
never
it?
too early. Yomi that helps himself to biscuits at 5:45.
Hey,
I'll
Mike.
have you know that some of those biscuits are actually healthy biscuits.
So you think this isn't healthy?
Lots
Do you know that cakes
lots
are
of
actually
whey,
healthy?
Lots of whey and,
Wow,
and,
I'm serious.
and wheat and stuff.
Cakes
did
are
we start
healthy.
from?
It depends on how much you eat of them, but they're actually healthy.
Cakes are healthy.
Yes,
All right, so we've got
nutritious.
this story in the Punch this morning that
Okay.
I wanted us to just warn Lagosians about.
Okay.
So government warns residents on poisonous pomo.
As in,
Yeah, in Lagos market.
That's a big
so
deal.
people need to be very careful this week, at least, when they go out. I would recommend avoiding pomo, but it says the Lagos State government has warned residents of Lagos State buying pomo, that's cow skin,
Yeah.
being sold in some markets. Now, not all markets, but some markets.
Okay.
And the Director of Public Affairs at the Lagos State Ministry of Health has also said that 3 persons have been arrested that are
On
involved
this
in it. So
issue.
there are actually
Yeah.
people that are peddling it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's probably either expired or
Expired pomo.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't.
so
There must
if
be
it's-
something they're not telling us.
or rotten.
yet,
I don't know.
but-
There's something wrong
Yeah,
with
with
the
that
pomo.
pomo.
And actually samples have been sent to NAFDAC just to verify or whatever.
So it's possible the cows or whatever kind of cattle they got it from
were diseased
were
or something.
diseased or
Were
something.
diseased.
Yes. So that's one thing.
Or they could have been treated for
For shoes.
for shoes
yes,
or something.
as
like that.
leather
Then-
goods,
so,
and then
so
yeah.
these guys are reselling in
Yeah.
the market as food. So,
There's a time it
That's
happens.
crazy. That's
so
crazy.
but they have to be tested first. So we're just telling people, please be careful when you're out buying pomo this week.
So
Or
it's,
at least for 2 weeks.
It's really interesting. You know, there's been the whole debate about pomo or no pomo. I've only ever seen it in Nigeria, people eating cow skin. That's just me. First of all, something that's a major export for countries all over the world, being used to make leather goods, is now being consumed. Now, first of all, it doesn't have any nutritional value. Now, this has been Googled.
That
it's
we know of.
No, it's actually, it's a verified, like it's a fact that
Yeah.
there's no nutritional value. Fine, it is very affordable, and which is why the masses go for it. It is like having a big meat on your plate and you paid next to nothing for it. So in the end, it's the little guy that's going to end up suffering if this kind of thing
Titi,
happens.
it's not
to
just
be
the little
true.
guy. Oh.
No, the little guy. I say the little guy because that's like, so even if you want to spend 500 naira on a pot of
Yeah.
soup, right, you're going to go for something you can put in there that's going to make it look surplus. Pomo is usually one of the first things people go for. Then they go for maybe round fish.
Titi.
That's ejekika or something like
Ejakika
that.
or pomo, oh,
All
it's
of
not
them.
just the low people. Like several wealthy people love pomo. So it's actually a general issue. Now this issue
I'm saying,
of
no, when I say
wait,
the little
wait,
guy,
just
let
a
me
minute.
just clarify
This
so that it doesn't
this
seem-
issue of other countries not having it. There was a time in the UK that if you go to the abattoir, you can pack all the legs and everything.
Yeah.
And they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And you go home and make a good pot of soup.
Yeah, true.
But now it's expensive. They call it rare beef, rare meat parts or
Yeah.
something. It's now even very expensive to buy cow leg that used to be.
Parts, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Let me
So-
just clarify on the whole little guy thing. What I'm saying is, so other people can afford the other choicier parts of the cow. But there are some people that just can't afford it. That's why I say it affects the little guy. Not that the more affluent don't buy it.
Anyway, whether people can afford it or not, please avoid pomo this week.
It's
If
not
you already
very
have in your,
legal.
Yeah,
if
you
you already
see,
have in your fridge, it's fine. But
we are-
otherwise, just you know.
As a country, we're extremely very reactionary. You understand? Very, very reactionary. And I feel like probably it was like about the same time when something happened with beans. You see old videos and you tell somebody, oh,
No,
be
but
careful
this
of
is
beans
government
and all of that.
warning. If it wasn't a
This was-
government
Yeah, this is actually a
warning,
government
This was
if
a
it wasn't the
issue.
government
It was in the
warning,
papers.
Government,
This
the
was a
government
government
warning.
issue
at
warning.
Yeah.
times, the government at times can be extremely very reactionary. Proactivity means that before it comes up, you can cut out all these things before it even gets into. Do you understand? What I'm just saying is that a lot of times it has already gone all through. People have already consumed it
Yeah.
many times before even such a warning comes out. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it happens like that all over the world. People would have consumed, and that's part of the reason when people start reacting to it, then they go to the hospitals and stuff. But it's all right. Enjoy your pomo with alata.
It's time for us to take a break, and of course, when we return, there's going to be a performance and also 180 seconds where we visit a country, on TV.
You're welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for a performance. With me is RDC. Now, his real name is Damilola Oguntomini. He is a young, talented Afro R&B and dancehall artist. He's also a producer and a hit maker with such songs as Rocket and Ojoro to his credit. He has a new banger out, Dumebi, which is what he's about to perform. So, what's the story behind Dumebi?
Well, Dumebi was a song I just woke up in the morning one time and then I thought of my girlfriend and I'm like, okay, why not do something special for her? Because her name is actually Dumebi. Okay. So it just came up and then I wrote something how I felt about her because she's a dark-skinned girl, she's fine. She doesn't used to be angry at me, although I offend her all the time. Then I decided to write something just to appreciate her, you know, just a little.
Yeah. So you keep misbehaving and she keeps forgiving you.
I know they misbehave again, but like, yeah.
Are you sure? For you to have written a song, it's like, I'm apologizing in advance.
No, it's for the previous.
For the previous one. So we are moving on good, right?
Yes.
You've been in the industry for 3 years now.
Yes.
What has been your most challenging period?
Well, the promotion and then mixing music with school.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, you're still in school right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mixing.
What are you studying?
Petroleum engineering.
Petroleum engineering.
Yeah.
And then we have music on the side. How are you managing both?
Well, right now I'm on the break just for a year. I'm going to go back to school, but well, we just have to manage because...
Why did you take the year off?
Because I needed to push myself.
Oh, so you took the year off to push your music?
Yeah.
Why didn't you decide to first finish school, then push your music? Is there a particular reason you decided to just...
Well, right now I'm on the record label Homebeat Entertainment and they are willing to sponsor me now.
Okay.
So I saw the opportunity and then I took it.
Okay. I hope you can pick up when you get back to school.
We'll try.
But I want you to pick up Dumebi right now. Take it away.
Thank you.
So top of the morning to you, and after today there will be no more Mondays in April.
Yes.
So this is the last.
year.
This is the last Monday. This is the last Monday in April, and it feels good that the year is actually moving at a steady, good pace.
Yes.
Not too fast, not too slow.
Well, so far so good for quite a few people, but then some people have been through quite a bit in this year already alone. And if you're feeling that stress, feeling that pressure, don't worry. If you're still feeling the blues, we have a way of making sure that you get out of that. And there's a public holiday in 2 days' time.
Wow.
That should calm your nerves. Yes, so Workers' Day, May Day.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And of course, Titi, and something else you should put a spring in your steps is the fact that today is International Dance Day.
Yes, of course. Now,
So-
a lot of dancers out there, a lot of people that just love to dance, some who do it professionally. Dance is something that some people just overlook until they just feel the right music, the right beat.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, there's always a beat for someone.
there's something that makes them tap their feet or, start moving. And hopefully you can figure out the value and importance of dance as an art form. And maybe it could be something that the government should look at, developing politicians, institutions.
Politicians.
Yes, really.
We already have many dancing
They
politicians.
yes,
like
we do.
Many dancing senators.
Yes, we
We're
do.
like,
But hey, there is a potential there when it comes to growth,
Yeah.
even for tourism as well.
Definitely.
Special
definitely.
dance moves that
and
just
different
Nigeria.
dances. So a lot of things happening, that trending dances that happen in the mainstream and also traditional dances
Yes,
that
we do.
are evergreen.
So if you're, feeling blue right now, why not just stand up and do something? Just
Move
dance
your body a
something.
little bit. Get your heart rate up.
My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. We're streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. You can check us out at TVC Connect. Now send in your comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. You can also send us a dance if you have one.
Yes, so we have our chef in the building. Chef Tina, she's right here. Hey, Chef Tina.
Yeah, so I decided to go flat today. So Chef Tina and I are closer in height.
With her cap, with her chef's hat.
Good morning.
Happy birthday, Chef Tina. It was her birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Chef Tina. Her birthday was yesterday. And she brought me this very big cake that everybody has been cutting slices from.
Yeah. It's very tasty. Chef Tina.
that
That
it's for everybody.
cake just makes my morning.
I hope you saw, Mary, I hope you saw Chef Tina's, disputing your claim that the cake
She just, in fact, I've lost the grammar I want to use. My heart is broken, Chef Tina.
Mary, the cake
Not
is
to
for
worry,
everybody.
we'll find out what Chef Tina is going to be cooking a bit later on. But meanwhile, we have artist, producer Black Beats, who released his debut album in October last year. He's already got a brand new banger out, and he has a musical performance for us coming up very shortly.
Mondays are for motivation. And we have a tradition of Wake Up Nigeria. Mfunke Famoroti Sanyolu will be talking about dealing with situations that dampen people's morale. Situations of people. That's just certain people that just try to bring you down.
Then we also have renowned photographer Kola Oshalusi. He's going to be joining us for a chat later on as well.
This week on car maintenance, Ayo Shafela will be talking about automatic transmission fluid.
Yes, so
You know why this is important for your car.
that little red liquid. Yeah, I don't know. It's also our SME Day. SME for this week will be spotlighting the CEO of Travel Lotus Luxury Tours Limited, Tolulokwe Dokpemu. She'll be here soon.
Travel Lotus.
It's gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
So, today is actually World Wish Day.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
okay. Make a wish.
Yeah.
Toss a coin into the fountain or something.
I wouldn't go that far. You know how many coins one can find at the bottom of so many fountains?
There's so many things that people do all over the world that just become funny traditions that you don't even know why they started. Like there's one that happened in Paris where people go and put a padlock on a particular bridge. I don't know if you've heard about
And
this.
such relationships haven't lasted.
Yeah, so so the couple
Padlock
go
the
there
relationship.
and padlock the relationship.
Yeah.
So the bridge got so heavy that one night, I think the government just told them to go and cut all the padlocks because it was affecting the integrity of the bridge. Imagine padlocks from all countries of the world, and then people used to throw the keys into the water. So it was just really, and then one morning everything was just gone. Everybody was like, oh my God.
But that didn't break relationships all over.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, but so there are certain people who believe in such things.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Even mentally, they will feel like, oh, this was affecting my relationship.
Imagine.
I wonder, Mike, if you could
Wishes.
make a wish right now, what would you wish for?
All I wish for.
Mike.
This sign is getting
So,
to another
wishes,
level.
wishes. I don't know. I've always had an issue with the word wishes.
Really?
I'd rather say maybe dreams or aspirations, but wishes make it seem fairy tale, like it might never happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has that fairy tale connotation there, like
But people when they
Wishes.
write their wills, when they
Wishes.
write wills, not to be morbid, they put their last wishes there. So it's what you're wishing for. It's not like you don't know whether it's actually going to happen or not.
You're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. I've got Chef Tina in the building. Chef Tina wanted to make pizza and then she changed her mind last minute. Yeah, I'm calling you out on it. There's nothing better than the fact that I usually get to start my week in the kitchen with Chef Tina. Yeah.
I'm blushing.
You're blushing? You have the cheeks to blush. All right, so let's get into the dish for today. What are we having for breakfast?
We are making Chinese chicken soup and bread.
Chinese chicken soup and
Yes.
bread.
And
Okay.
the good thing about this, you can see the ingredients are so few.
Very simple
Very
dish.
simple dish. So I have my chicken in here.
Okay.
It's actually good to use the softer part of it. Maybe you use breast chicken and
Okay.
then I have my water.
Okay. That's how much water?
Yes, just 1.5 cup of water.
Okay. Okay.
So I have my celery. I'm gonna put it in.
Okay.
Then my carrots.
You're putting the carrot in
Yes.
whole like that?
Whole like this.
Okay.
Yes. So I just have I just had little salt. There was salt in it before, so
Okay.
this is going to get cooked.
Okay.
You know, I want the chicken to be very soft, so I'll be able to like dice it or maybe do this shredded part of it and.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So-
So we are not serving the chicken like that. The chicken is still going to be
no,
shredded.
we're not serving it like that. So
Okay.
I have my onions, I
Okay.
have my pepper,
Okay.
and I have bread.
Okay. So the bread is supposed to be served
Yes.
with the soup.
With the soup.
This looks like a very easy breakfast.
Very, very easy.
Very easy
Very
breakfast.
easy breakfast.
So
yeah.
what are the other options if I'm having this soup? What are the other things I can eat with it?
You can
I would-
actually use bread, rice. You can use pasta.
Okay.
Yes, you can use pasta.
But being that rice and pasta, they don't soak like bread. Like, you know, some people like their soup. Like, I take my bread, tear it, dip it in the soup.
in the
and
soup, yeah. But you know, when you make this kind of soup,
yeah.
it's actually good for bread. But you know,
Okay.
you can play around with any other
Okay.
food.
There used to
with
be
it.
a time when somebody is ill. This was more like the food for a sick person, chicken
Yeah.
broth. So you give the person to
to
drink, at
and
least
it will just clear the
the airwaves.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
and especially when it's hot. When it's hot, it really is really good.
Really tasty. Okay.
So, for this dish, I'm not using seasoning cube. I just use salt.
Okay.
It's-
Is there a reason for that?
No reason particularly, but the dish we're using salt. That's all the recipe is for.
Okay.
We don't have seasoning cube.
So
but
what
it's,
about spices?
no spice?
No
at all.
spice?
Yes.
For chicken broth?
Maybe
But I
it's-
used to taste some...
Just hang on and hold on. You see how the end product
Will be.
Yes.
Okay.
I like spice a lot, and you know when you're actually taking soup,
Yeah.
I really don't like it too spicy. It's like taking, to me, when I'm taking
It's
soup
like
and bread.
Drinking just water
Water,
and seasoning
yes.
cubes. Okay.
You know the celery in it, it's going to give you that flavor. It's
Yeah.
very strong.
Yes.
So whatever spice you put on your food, the moment you just put that celery in there, you see that strong strongness. It's just it will
aroma and
dust
taste.
all the taste off, and you know, so you have that strong.
So when this is boiled, what is going to happen?
I'll just
How
take
long is it going to boil for?
for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes.
That's a long time.
I'll just take out the chicken, you know, I'll dice it to my own way, and
Okay.
the carrots and celery also.
Oh, you're going to cut up the... Oh,
I'll
I thought
cut
you were
off.
going to serve the carrots and celery
Not
that
all.
way.
I'll just do little and have
And still serve some like that.
Serve some like
Okay.
that. So the reason why I'm doing little, I just want the soup to be a bit thickened.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not going to put flour or anything
No, I'm
to
not
thicken
putting
it?
anything.
Okay.
I'm not putting anything.
Okay.
So
Okay. So how many people normally would this serve?
this will serve for like 4
4 people?
Yes.
1.5 cup of
water. It will serve
4 people.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so for those who like to go to restaurant, of course, you know, this is usually the starter. We already have our dessert, but Chef Tina decided not to finish the birthday celebration with a main dish, but that's fine. Well, okay. Dessert is the cake she brought, which she refuses to let me put on the table because she knows it's all mine.
It's not yours, though.
Chef Tina, it's
It's for
okay,
everybody.
it's okay.
Everybody.
It's okay.
Everybody.
Okay, the cake is for everybody. It's a big cake that is for everybody. Let me this. All right then. While we talk about cakes and bread and chicken broth and the breakfast that is awaiting everybody this morning, we'll be going on a break shortly. Okay? But don't worry, we're going to be back before you even know it. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Now it's time for some Monday morning motivation. And of course, inspirational speaker Funke Famoroti is back again to talk about self-discipline for self-development. Now, this is a really, really important topic. It's about self-mastery, being relentless, being able to, focus on something and ensure that you go through with it. Really, really important if you're going to be successful in life. And of course, she's joining us this morning to talk about this. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We were talking just behind the camera, and you were talking about how important self-discipline is to success in life.
Yes.
And talk to us.
So self-discipline, it's having control of your life, and it's a sign of inner strength. You know, it gives you the power to stick to a decision and follow through to the very end. So having said that, it's considered a very vital trait and essential for success in life. But we cannot discuss about self-discipline without the mention of vision, because vision controls self-discipline. You know, when you have where you're going in life, it gives you clarity of who you have to become to get to where you're going. So having said that, it's important that every person that has a zest for success out there develop a habit of being self-disciplined. Now, so I noticed that we observe, you would agree with me also that the self-discipline has some benefits. It has some benefits. Attraction is one of the benefits of self-discipline. Everyone out there that is self-disciplined, you get attracted to them because they live a life of self. For example, an athlete that is usually they usually go through
like a rigorous
training over time. So after a while, they gain mastery of what they do. So you begin to admire them. And you discover that they're being used most of the time for advertisement and sales. Because people will buy a brand that has someone that has a level of self-discipline on it. And trust is the next benefit of self-discipline. Trust. Most brands, put up people with professions that requires a high level of self-discipline. That's why you will buy a brand of like what they call like a footwear that has an athlete that showcases it, not because you necessarily want to buy that footwear, but because of that person, that's behind it.
You know, now there's a lot of things that you've mentioned this morning within this short time, which is the fact that if you want to be successful in life, there's a high level of discipline that is required. Now, is this going to be a deliberate process?
Yes, it is.
For you. And how do you then say to yourself, okay, I want to be successful in this particular area. How do I then begin to plan my life in a way that I put self-discipline in the forefront? Okay,
self-discipline, you have to, for example, if you want to become the world champion, they were asking the fastest man in the world, how did you come to this level? He said it took him weeks, months, years of deliberate and intentional practice every day. To get there, he would work out, about 17 hours every day in 24 hours. So it's not surprised that he gets to this level that we all celebrate today. One of the things that self-discipline does is, one of the benefits of self-discipline is also association. People want to associate with people that has a high level of discipline in it. So if you want to be successful, especially for people that have high zest for success, they tend to have habits that they do every day. And after a while, they get so used to these habits that, it spurs them to being successful.
Well, what's the importance of, you've talked about, of course, athletes and different people that brands want to associate with. What's the benefit of, for instance, having someone with a high level of self-discipline as a mentor or someone that you follow? Maybe either on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or as the case may be, in order to be successful?
Okay, the importance is that you understudy the person, you understudy what they do to get to where, how they've been able to get to where they are going. So you understudy them to get to learn the rudiments of how they've, become who they are today. So that's basically it.
Really important. I think one of the things that you also mentioned, the fact that you can't be successful or significantly without any level of discipline, which is also important. Now, talk to us again about the process, because again, most people, they start something. One of the things that you said was about vision. You start something and then you don't have a vision, and then one way or the other, it just peters out, and then, you go into something else. So how important is vision to this entire process?
Okay, vision spurs you. It's a driving force. It spurs you. When you have vision and you have a clear picture of where you're going in life, you would do everything, but you package yourself towards that very goal by imbibing habits that you need to, get used to. For example, you want to become a world-class speaker, you have to get used to reading. So it's because your vision will spoil you, and it will also give you the zest to want to achieve what you want to achieve at all costs by giving it all it takes to achieve it. And having said that, it's also, so in other words, vision bets self-discipline, and self-discipline bets self-development. Self-development is it increases your value. So when you stay in self-discipline for so long, self-development is inevitable.
I like that. I like that you're coming with this angle of self-development, because most people just feel like, oh, I have a talent, or I have something that I can do, and they don't really focus on self-development. But you're talking to us and you're saying that is also a very, very important aspect of it.
It is, because you have to stay at the place of preparation to prepare yourself towards any field of, any chosen field of yours that you've, this is what I want to do. You have to learn the rudiments. Like you mentioned, the mentor. Mentor is one of the rudiments. Reading is one of the rudiments. Acquiring the skill that is required for your vision is one of the rudiments. All this sums up and increases your value, because people will want to pay for the value you bring into the table, and people will not mind paying for what you have become, so to say. So self-discipline is the key. Is a key factor in vision, but vision is what bets self-discipline, and self-discipline bets self-development.
I like the direction, and I like the fact that you're saying, look, this whole thing is a process.
It's a chain reaction.
It's not something that happens overnight.
No.
It's something that you're deliberate about.
Yes,
another thing you said, you're intentional about.
And consistent too.
And consistent.
Yeah.
That's one of the keys, because even if you've said that, okay, I'm going to do this, sometimes you can even do it for 3 months, and then suddenly distractions come.
Sure.
You have bills to pay, and then suddenly your everything the whole vision just fizzles out, and you're thinking, maybe I should just go into something else. Yeah. But sticking with it is the most important thing that you're telling us.
Yes, and I would like to say that in the words of Joel Osteen, it says the best day of your life is deciding to take responsibility of your life. No excuses. Follow through the process and make something out of your life.
Wow, thank you so much, Funke Famoroti. I'm already motivated this morning, and a lot of self-discipline, really, really important. Be intentional about it, and also be deliberate this week in everything that you have to do. But still so much to come on this show. We're gonna take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
So the good part of being in the kitchen is you get all the loose parts. You get to taste the food before anybody else. And when Chef Tina takes off the chicken, you get to eat the bone. I feel really good right now. You're welcome back to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Quite a lot has happened in the kitchen this morning. We're wasting no time in getting things done. And breakfast is Chinese chicken soup and bread. Chef Tina.
Yeah.
Our chicken soup is well on the way. So what have we done so far, and what are we doing next?
Okay, well, our chicken, celery, and our carrots was already cooked. Okay. Like I rightly said, I'm going to just shred my chicken.
Okay.
So the chicken will just go straight now. Then the little celery and the carrots also.
So earlier, the chicken was actually boiled whole. Like we had about some breasts, in the chicken breast in the soup.
Yeah.
So now it's been shredded.
So this is how it looks.
Okay. It looks good.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So I have my onions straight in.
Okay. I can use purple onions. It doesn't really matter, does it?
White onions
is usually the best.
It's usually the best because it has this sweetness.
Okay.
While the other red one,
so you're making use of it because of the taste, not because of the color.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have my pepper.
Okay.
So I'll just add red pepper.
The color on your screen right now, amazing, isn't it? Oh, this is nice.
The soup is
almost ready.
Yeah.
So you're not going to let the pepper cook for a while, like?
No.
I don't think the
Just
Chinese use all that much pepper, though.
They don't really like much of it, so
Uh-huh.
make
So
it
this
spicy.
is Nigerian Chinese.
It's
I couldn't
actually
resist saying
Chinese.
that.
It's actually Chinese because if you see the pepper I used, I just used
A
little.
little of it, true.
Little of it. So
Okay.
I have my celery still here, so I'm just going to chop little, and maybe when I'm presenting for
So
it.
this one will be for garnishing.
Yes.
It's not going into the
It's
soup.
not going into the
The
soup.
soup itself is ready right now.
Yeah. In the next 2 minutes,
Okay.
it's good to go. So I will just cover.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So we're going to have that with bread. This bread looks really good. So
It's
you dip
actually
your bread.
this sardine bread.
Okay.
So that's
So it's more or less like you're having bread, fish, and chicken soup. Yes, now you said it's sardine bread.
you have come again. Oh.
I couldn't resist putting that in. Yeah, so what we're having this morning, I've tweaked the menu, okay? So we're having Chef Tina's Chinese chicken, should I say broth or soup? Which one would you prefer?
Anyone.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, for breakfast this morning, we're having Chef Tina's Chinese chicken soup / broth with bread and fish. You're looking like, Mary, I don't know what to do with you this morning.
You
So
know
how
what?
long is that going to cook for? Okay.
This is already ready. You know
Okay.
what, Mary?
What?
I think you should add some other talent to this.
If I do comedy, they'll just throw bitter lemons at me.
So the soup is
Is it by
ready.
force?
The soup is ready.
So we're good to go.
Yes,
Ha.
we're good to go.
If you are not in the kitchen right now, you are wrong. You know that, Titi. If you are not in the kitchen right now,
My stomach is already
wrong.
rumbling. Already rumbling, really. Trust me on this. Chef Tina always has my stomach on standby. It is really, really great to have this particular guest this Monday. My guest is a professional photographer and contributor to a number of blogs, fashion sites, and he actually trained as a lab scientist, Mr. Kola Oshalusi. Now, he had his parents to contend with when he decided to, you know, that he had had enough of the medical world and was ready to start living his life behind the camera lens. It wasn't a bad choice. Now, in the last 13 years, he's built a name for himself in the industry. He's a successful brand and recognizable brand name when it comes to photography. He's here to talk about the Business of Photography Conference. Wow, okay. It says it all in the name.
Okay, that's it. So simple, so straightforward.
All right,
The
so
business of photography.
we do understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Photography has become something that nobody saw coming in
Yeah.
the past, 5 to 10 years.
yeah.
And now you've decided
in this part of the world.
In this part of the world, yes. So, and you've decided to build a conference around it and the creative industry. Tell us a bit about how this started.
I mean, it just came from understanding. I mean, I train photographers as well, and seeing how a lot of them struggle, and then with the evolution of things like social media, so then comes the divide of how do you throw out images and still make money, which became a challenge. So you see them churning out work but not making money. So the whole idea is how do we bring together all these people into a single place and understand how we can actually generate revenue, you know, within the industry and grow the industry from the business point of view.
So when you have a photography conference, what does that involve? What are the aspects of the conference that people should look forward to?
Okay, so for our conference, we've got about 5 segments. So we've got the master class, which teaches, you know, the skills, but this time around basic discipline. So it's not the general.
So when you say the disciplines, you're talking about
it could
product
be
photography.
Product photography, wedding photography, documentary photography, architectural photography. I mean, there are loads of it, but this year we're taking just those 4. Products, documentary, architecture, and wedding photography.
Wedding photography.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So if you want to specialize, this is kind of conference you should come for.
Yeah, you should come for.
But then you have to get key speakers to come and
Definitely.
handle those
So for
aspects.
those, we've chosen the best. Trust me when I say the best in the industry in Nigeria. So we've got George Osodi, is an international documentary photographer. Like he's the biggest in Nigeria right now. Then we've got Jide Odukoya. I mean, he's so popular.
He's
Everybody
amazing.
wants Jide Odukoya shooting their wedding. Then we've got Debayo Rotsinlu, fantastic product photographer. Shoots almost every major brand
Branding.
in Nigeria. Yeah. Then we've got a fantastic lady. She's an architect and also an architectural photographer. So she sees from the perspective of, you know, designs, lines, and pattern. And she shoots some of the biggest, you know, hotel groups, you know, across Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of place you want to be if you're thinking of specializing?
Yes, specializing. Definitely you need to attend the master class. But then the conference itself is free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a free conference, you know, and there are various panel sessions. We've got like 5 panel sessions, you know, that cuts across photography.
So I've always felt like photography has a lot to do with the instruments you use.
Yeah.
You know, I know that they say it's the man behind the photography, behind the camera, but then there are some really cool tech now that they can get. So am I going to learn anything about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we've got a marketplace.
Oh, a marketplace.
A marketplace.
Okay.
So the whole conference has got the marketplace, the conference itself, the masterclass, the photography exhibition.
Wow.
So the marketplace, you've got people within the value chain. Those are sell cameras, those are sell photo frames, print, and all of this.
Paper.
Yes, paper. So you come there, you can get to buy these things at discounted rate, you know, giving loads of discounts, you know, just come there and just buy off, yeah.
All right, all right. It sounds interesting. But you know, there are some key names people look out for, like celebrity photographers.
Okay.
You know, it would be nice to maybe meet them and
definitely.
You know,
it's also a very good place to network. Like we said, it's business. So we're bringing in people from the business and to meet with the creative. Just one place you can have a fantastic conversation, investors and everything. And what we've done is we have 5 panel sessions. Only 2 photography panel sessions. So the most successful in the industry that are thriving and all that, both young and the old, there's a balance. So we've got the likes of Kelechi Amadiobi, T.Y. Bello, Bayo Moboriowo, Haisha, Ojikuta, Obi Somto. I mean, name them. Every of them are on this particular panel. Then we didn't stop there. So we've moved from that and have like 3 different panels. So we've got the legal and government panel, we've got the finance panel, we've got the business strategy and, you know, startup panel as well. So we've got people like Uzoma Dozie,
the bank MD.
the bank MD on one of our panel. We've got Colette Utucheso, the head of Accelerate TV, on one of our panel. We've got someone from the Office of the Vice President, the senior special vice.
This is huge.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we're pulling everybody in. So the government, the private people. You know.
So I have to ask.
Yeah.
This is your brainchild.
Yes,
am I right?
Yes.
Omo. This is your brain. I don't know. But how do you get from just staying behind the camera to developing a conference like this?
I mean, I think, like I said, the key thing is this understanding. I chose this as a career. You understand? Moving from whatever I studied to focus on this. I chose this as a career, and this is my life. This is what I'm going to live. So I in my head, I'm thinking, how do we grow this industry and make it viable for my children? I want my children to be photographers. So these are the things I'm looking at. And this is a multi-billionaire industry globally. How come we're not taking advantage of it? It's the industry that has the largest feed after medicine and computing. So how come we don't have, it has the capacity to employ millions of people. So for us, that's the key thing. That's what we brought in, thought about this and say, you know what, let's open up this industry, educate people, educate the government, educate the society, let people see the opportunity within the industry. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so I have to say, really big ups to you, more grease to your elbows. Let's mention what date it is.
So it's on 30th of April, tomorrow.
That's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
What time does it start?
It starts, door opens at 8 a.m., conference starts at 9 a.m.
Okay.
It's at the Landmark Center in Oniru in Victoria Island.
Okay,
yes.
And you say it's free?
It's free, totally free. All you need to do is go to www.businessofphotography.net/conference and register for free. And if you can't register, just come to the venue, 8 a.m., register at the entrance.
Amazing.
And you're free to go.
Amazing stuff. Now, when it comes to photography, you know, they always say that I look good in front of the camera. You know. And I would love to learn more about, you know, this. So for a layman that's not really a photography professional, do you think someone like me could learn something?
Like I said, we've got panel sessions. The master class is for those who are majoring in certain field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the panel session talks about the industry, the challenges, you know, how to tell stories. So we've got like loads of documentary photographers on the panel. So you just come.
I'm also thinking about people that maybe have products and have decided maybe to take pictures of their own products.
Oh, yeah, so they can also learn. There are few things they can actually pick up from there, you know. And the beautiful thing is we've got photographers coming. So you can actually network and meet, young photographers you can share your ideas with. They can, create small, inexpensive packages for you, The key thing is network and, let's take advantage of the opportunities in the industry.
I have to say a big, big thank you to you for coming to talk to us about this.
Thank
I have
you.
a feeling this is going to be something that's going to grow over the years.
Oh, definitely. We're confident about
And
that.
with all the names you have coming for that event, I have a feeling it's going to be packed.
Yeah, sure is.
All right, now we have to wrap up now, but we have had 2 hours on the show. It's not over yet. We want you to stay right there. Wake Up Nigeria continues after this. For our breakfast show, we bring you a lot of stuff, but you remain the most important part of what we do here. So
Yes, indeed. Now tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and yeah, set a chain reaction going.
Yes,
but we are the most anticipated television show on terrestrial TV, and you can take that to the bank. And it's happening right now. It's the #1 breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
yes, indeed. Top of the morning to you once again. My name is Titilayo.
And I'm Yomi Owokpe. Things are happening, and right now you can watch us anywhere, online, and of course, I'm
2 hours
live right now.
Yeah.
2 hours are gone already, but there's still so much more happening right now.
We're streaming live on Facebook Live and on our website. That's at tvcontinental.tv, and of course at TVC Connect. Please download our app for Android and iOS. Go to the app stores and get us anywhere in the world, right in the palm of your hand.
All right, and still to come on car maintenance, Ira Shafala will be highlighting the importance of automatic transmission fluid and everything else you need to know.
Yes, indeed. And on SME, the CEO of Travel Lotus Luxury Tours Limited, Tolulope Dokwebu, she's going to be here talking to us about her life as a CEO in Nigeria. And of course,
it's still World Dance Day. And
Yes,
for that, Obafunwa Abimbola will be joining us to talk about dance. He's the CEO of one of the biggest dance agencies in Nigeria.
Yes, indeed.
The corporate dance
world. Like the dance of dragons.
So there's something that,
Sorry, I'm just going to do this again.
yesterday, this weekend, Endgame did something very, very big. Very, very, that might never be topped. Understand? They broke the previous opening weekend record by over $600 million.
Yeah.
So it's a $1.2 billion opening, which is the biggest ever. It beat, and that was of course because of China. China helped with over 350. Normally, if movies don't open in China, what happened was that it had a wide release, so it opened a number of places. But my issue, you see, the thing is that as it was with Endgame, the directors put out, when they say don't release spoilers, they're not saying it for money. It's an experience. People go to get an experience. And then when you drop spoilers, you take away bits and parts of those experiences from people. And that's why I feel that when you drop spoilers, it's stupid of someone to drop spoilers. And it's not an insult, it's a description. You understand? Well, you don't do that. It's going to be hard for anybody to spoil stuff for me because I get to see stuff early, man. But with every other thing, man, it doesn't. It's
okay. Mike is taking this really personally.
Okay,
but
so
Mike,
you know why you're taking an exception to that.
I'm not. Wait, no, I don't. I'm not there to I'm not there to convince you. I'm not there to convince you. I'm not there to convince you. I'm not there to convince you.
When it comes to
I'm not trying to convince you.
You can only speak
I'm telling you as
yourself.
it is. I'm not there to convince you. My point is that generally, spoilers as it is, movies, series, whatever, the people made it for a reason. You take it from people's experiences. So whatever. So as you are doing whatever you do, I think of other people. Okay. It's going to be hard. But if you spoil stuff for people and I watch you out, what I will do is very simple. I'll get back at you in another kind of way.
Do you know?
See, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, it is a personal thing. I look for spoilers.
Yeah.
I look for spoilers. That's why I take exception to the whole stupid or whatever name calling.
Yeah.
I look for spoilers. There are some people who actually like to know what they're about to watch before.
So if the person
When I'm
should
reading
ask
a
you,
book,
you give to the person.
no,
Don't go and
listen,
drop it to
there
somebody
are
that
some
doesn't want
sites that
it.
what they
Mike,
strictly
can
do
somebody
is
spoil
give
something
spoilers.
No, it's not about
So
me.
if you
Why
go
can't
there
spoil
saying
stuff
you
for
don't
me.
like spoilers and you still go there and then you start insulting them on their website where they give spoilers, then that's
But you
then
went
your
to their
you look
website.
for- exactly.
Why did you go there
And
in
you're
the
saying,
first
why did you
place?
put spoilers
Why are you going
up?
online
My point
if
is
you
that-
don't
my point
want
is that-
something
my
to
point is
spoil
that people
for
that are
you?
going
Why
to
not just
forums,
avoid them?
people that are going to
Avoid those
forums,
people.
general forums. If you
And
go
those
to a
ones,
spoiler
yes,
forum,
you can
that's what I'm
focus
talking
on
about.
them.
We're not
That's
saying
what I'm
different
saying
things.
now.
If you want a
Because
spoiler,
you use a
you
general
ask for
term
a
for
spoiler.
everyone who gives spoilers.
The point is that
You
when
said
you ask
they're
for it,
stupid.
if you go to a general
See?
forum,
Okay, so
right.
there's somebody watching right now who's saying, okay, please, what are spoilers?
What are spoilers?
If you don't know what
Spoilers.
spoilers, be okay. Just be okay. by
Yeah, so
yourself.
basically,
Come on,
it's
you
when
almost know though.
you're about to go watch a movie or a series or something, and then there are people who are talking about it and telling the story even before you've watched it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it even happens in the cinema. You're watching something,
And somebody-
and
Hey,
then
do
there's
you know
somebody
that
behind
this-
you.
I'll be drunk you. I've thrown popcorn at someone
Mike,
No,
before.
but do you know what I did when I experienced that? I simply went
have
close
to
to the
go.
person and said, "Yeah, tell me what will happen next."
All right, so
I like it.
Yeah, so
We have to go
can
for
we?
this.
Yeah, Mary's weird. Everybody knows that.
Okay, so it's a bright, sunny morning. Nice morning to be taking some Chapman. You might want to ask, what? What's it concern car and Chapman? It's supposed to be automedics, but we have Chapman here. Well, to explain what we have to you, we have none other than the only Ayo Shofela in the house. Hello, Ayo. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
So we have three beautiful Chapmans here.
You're cracking me up
This Chapman is making sense. Okay. Three this one does not look like Chapman like that too. Okay, Bayo, what are we doing with Chapman on our engine this morning?
First of all, let me correct that this is not Chapman.
It's not Chapman.
It's not Chapman.
Yeah, why is it now having different color like Chapman or
We were
something?
talking about automatic transmission fluid this morning.
Okay, so today we're talking about automatic transmission fluid, right?
Exactly.
What you have there is not Chapman, by the way. It's transmission fluids, like she said. Wonderful, but they look very, very drinkable, man.
It's not drinkable
Okay,
at all.
okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so we all know that 90%, in fact 99% of the cars that are being produced nowadays carry the automatic gearbox.
Okay.
Not the manual,
Not the
like,
manual gearbox, true.
back in the days. And this automatic gearbox carries fluid, just like your
And
engine.
just something to mention, all these manual drivers, then will not be making us say, if you don't drive manual, I don't know how to drive. Manual, what's doing there? Like, something's okay.
The era of manual is gradually
It's going, it's
phasing
not gradually,
out.
it's have gone. We're not doing this
So
manual.
automatic car, transmissions use fluids. The manual use fluids too, but what they call the gear oil is a lot thicker than what you're seeing right now.
Okay.
So this is what automatic transmission fluid normally looks like. A lot of drivers, a lot of car owners, mechanics would recognize this once they see it. It usually has this traditional pink color.
So, but what their drinks have pink color now. So it's when you smell it or bring it closer. It's not by seeing it.
It's not by
I
seeing
almost
it.
drank it this morning.
I had to do this because of brand issues, usually in a container, that
All right,
has
so
the
let's talk about the
automatic
different
transmission
fluids
fluid.
that we
So
have here. These are three different kind of fluids,
These
right?
are three different kinds
Okay.
of fluid. The first one I just touched now, this one is a brand new fluid. You can see the color is still very attractive, pinkish and the rest. It's a brand new automatic transmission fluid, and this is what you find in 90% of Japanese cars.
Japanese cars.
Yes.
Japanese
You will find
cars.
these in 90% of Japanese cars where
Okay.
they have this pink color fluid running through them. Now what differentiates this from your engine oil is, apart from the color, is that the detergent in this is way more higher than engine oil. Remember when we were discussing about engine oil, we
Engine oil,
said
yes,
you have
different types.
detergents in it.
Yeah.
In this you have a lot higher detergents than an engine oil.
But it's not so thick.
It's not as thick, it's very light. In fact, you put
Okay.
your finger in, it's
Yeah.
very, very light.
It's light.
So this runs through the gearbox. It helps with pressure to shift the gears, which is
Okay.
what the automatic
Automatically, yes,
exactly.
without you having
so
to do all of
this
that.
this has a whole lot of work it does in there. Now the second one I'm going to pick up right now is also an automatic transmission fluid, but you find this mostly in German cars.
All right. So you
color
can't use
is
them
different.
simultaneous. As you can't use them in the same
I don't
car for
advise
different cars.
mixing them. I don't advise mixing them. Although
Okay.
you find some Japanese cars very high-end Japanese cars that will carry this kind of fluid, but most of the time you
Okay,
get
so
it in
red
German cars.
Japanese. Red Japanese. Okay, it's close to their flag. Okay, and then yellow German. You know the German flag, black, red, and yellow. I know my flag. So this is cool for German cars. So most of German cars
Most
have
of
this
them
yellow
will carry
fluid.
this, yes.
Okay, all
And
right.
do not pour the pink into a German car that carries this.
Okay.
Don't try it.
Don't try it, man.
You mess up the gearbox.
All right, how about the black?
Now this one,
I'm sure it's African cars. Well, I'm just kidding.
now
right?
this is bad. This is what bad transmission fluid looks like.
Looks
You can
like-
see it's already black. Now what this would
And
look
this
like,
thing looks like something that some people will be putting back inside their car. Okay, so this one has already been used.
this is bad. This
So
is
this has been
actually
drained out
burnt.
already?
This is drained out from a gearbox. This
From
is
the gear.
burnt. When you hear mechanics say your gear has burnt, your gear has burnt, this is what the fluid usually looks like.
Okay.
Your fluid is not supposed to get as black as this. It's usually supposed to be like this or slightly darker than this,
Darker than
but
this.
not as black as
How
this.
do you know when to drain your fluid and change it? Do you have automatic warnings?
No, Japanese cars would not give you automatic warning. Even some German cars will not give you automatic warning, whereas some will give you.
High end,
But
right?
High end would give you, but the very, very cheap
No,
ones
will
will
give you.
not
So
give
how do you know? How do you know
So
when to do
what
that?
we do at what we do is we tell you, give it a 9 months lifespan, the oil.
9 months.
9 months.
9 months.
Yes, you
9
can
months.
extend it to maybe like 12 months, which is like a year, but you should not go past
Should not
that.
go back. All right.
So every 9 months to 1 year, change the fluid. But if you get to any point where your mechanic senses that the fluid is this dirty or this burnt, do not change it. If you change it at this point, you run the risk of losing your gearbox.
So what do you do at this point?
You just leave it and keep driving it like that until the gearbox gets damaged finally.
This one confused me a bit. Ayo. I wish I had more time. I would have drilled you a bit on this one.
No
This one is a
worry,
bit
we'll
confusing.
continue with that
We'll
next
continue with that
week,
next week.
yes.
Yeah, we will. Thank you very much, Ayo. It's
You're
always
welcome.
great to have you. If you're just listening,
It's not Chapman.
we had transmission. If you're not listening, it's Chapman. You go and watch on YouTube to understand what happened. But let's head over into the studio to Titi has a guest in the house.
All right. Thank you so much to Ayo Shofela on that one. Always learning something new every single day. Thank you. Now, today is International Dance Day, a global celebration of dance and its commemoration. We have a guest with us today to talk to us about being in the business and art of dancing. Obafunwa Abimbola, the director of Corporate Dance World, #1 dance academy in Nigeria, also the founder and director of Dance Therapy, Africa's fastest growing fitness dance brand. And he's right here with me, looking very calm, like he doesn't usually move his body. I'm like, yo, yeah, he's doing the whole big boy thing. When he starts to dance, now, we won't know what's going on.
Good morning, Titi. Great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
After
Okay,
like how many
well,
years? I can't remember.
Quite a few years.
Yes.
I think I remember you first from Celebrity Takes Two, which was like our own Dancing with the Stars kind of thing.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
2007.
Yeah, so I used to dance back in the day. There's not much I've not done. People.
I can
Yes.
tell. Don't worry, I can tell them.
You can tell them. Okay, please don't. Let's actually talk about International Dance Day.
Okay.
The theme for International Dance Day today is dance and spirituality.
Yes.
So when I saw that theme, I'm like, what on earth are they talking about? Can you sort of break that down for me?
Okay, well, I mean, I think it's really, really apt to say dance and spirituality because a lot of people think dance is a physical activity, and it's more of a spiritual activity. Actually, it's more of an activity that goes on that you can't explain. For instance, medical science will let you understand that the things called endorphins. Endorphins released to the brain whenever you dance. And these are like antidepressants. They're cells responsible for stress management. They're called the happy cells. You know, you finish a 1-hour dance class, for instance, and you feel lighter and you don't understand why. You feel like you can go, you can take on the world. From a more spiritual perspective, being a member of Spirit of David as well, you realize that we will always give you the scripture where it says, David danced before God with all his might, and the ark of God, or the presence of God, was brought back, you know, to the city of David because of that rendition. And I think one powerful thing that God saw in that was that he saw a man who was ready to let go. he wasn't afraid to be mocked. He wasn't afraid to be laughed at. And I think that that's the highest level of loyalty, you know.
It's interesting you should use the word mocked, you know, or laughed at, because
Yes.
there are some dances that you're like, what is this person? The person is doing like this and like this and like this. I'm like, is that dance? You know, so what people see as dance today is definitely changed from what people see as, or used to see as dance. It's not always completely structured, am I right?
Well, so this is it. This is the pure truth. A lot of people think that there is a way to dance.
Okay.
There is no way to dance.
Oh.
Dance is defined as a rhythmic movement of the body through time and space.
Okay.
And when you think of that definition, there are 5 elements involved, and everybody is a part of this 5. One, there's rhythm.
Okay.
In life, we all need a rhythm to balance ourselves, to work with one another. There is a rhythm going on here. So we are dancing, but we don't know we are dancing.
Okay.
There is movement, which is the second thing, rhythmic movement. You cannot be in one place. I remember telling my son, for instance, when he's being naughty, I say, stand against the wall there, just face the wall. And you know, if you know that punishment, face the wall, it's the hardest thing for children to do.
Because
so
they
people
wanna
don't like
move.
to be in one place. There's the body, which means that your physical fitness is also very important. You know, so you have to take care of your body. You have to eat right. You have to exercise right and all. There's time, and then there is space. We occupy space, and we work through time. So literally, everything you do within these 5 elements is dancing.
Okay, so I did say that since we're going to have a professional dancer here, that I was going to learn a step or two. Are you going to teach me something? Teach me something really quick? Anything, something quick.
I could teach you. I didn't know I was going to dance. But,
Yeah. I'm
teach
putting you on the spot today.
Okay, no
All right,
problem.
teach me something.
Let me
Something, quickly.
Let me teach you a Latin Cuban step that you see in almost every dance in this. Okay, so we know in salsa you have the forward and backward basic. Yeah, you probably have seen this.
Yeah.
But then there's the side basic, which is universal. So when you see people do step, it's a side basic step in Latin dance, but you see this in almost every African dance you see. And you keep moving from side to side. So you can have variations of this. Can you try it? Can we try something? 1, 2. Now, when you bring out a handkerchief, for instance, in African, maybe you have some yokosu or something.
Let's
you see
bring
somebody, you bring some, and you see them do boom, pa, ta, over the head. It's a Cuban step.
Okay,
you know?
Like
fantastic. You do it anyhow.
Like that?
Anyhow.
So
you find out that you're
dancing. So what you're trying to say is that that particular step is the basis for quite a few different dances all over the world.
Not exactly the basis, but at least it's one step. Since you said something quick, it's something that you can see in many dance styles around. There's that movement. You can see them. They probably can take it round, or they do it from side to side.
All right, I'm learning a thing or two today.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Titi. Thank you.
Now, Bimbo is someone that you could learn a thing or two from, and I have a feeling I'm going to go back to my dance classes. Y'all don't know me. I used to dance. They used to pay me to dance, y'all. It's a long time ago, but you know I can always go back.
I can tell that.
But really, it's an International Dance Day. Find somewhere to go dancing today. If you haven't had that in your plans for the day, make sure you get that done. But we have to take a quick break now. Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Now, Tolulokpe Dokpemu is our CEO of the week, entrepreneur of the week this morning. She is a travel agent, tour operator, experience curator, and travel consultant. And has over the past 5 years, broken boundaries and made some impact packaging travel tours for over 500 people within and outside Nigeria. She's also a certified International Air Transport Association and a South African tourism specialist. Wow. She's the CEO of Travel Lotus Luxury Tours Limited, and hopefully she's going to be giving me some travel tours, some luxury travel tours this year. How are you doing this morning?
Very well. Good morning.
You know, we always have entrepreneurs and CEOs on the show on Mondays, and the reason is we want to get into the mind of an entrepreneur. Usually, you never really know what's going on in their minds. They're out there doing stuff, paying bills, paying salaries. Why did you decide that as an individual, you wanted to go into not just the field of tourism, you just wanted to start your own business and own it?
I felt like there was a need for it. Like I wanted to give people a more personalized service. I wanted, I found out that people that were working with me previously, they were working with me because they liked me, because of the personal touch that I gave them, the extra, the calls, the way I related to them, and the way I curated their itineraries in such a way that it was so personal to them. I knew, okay, what you'd like in the morning, or I'd ask. If it was a family trip, I'd ask deep down what the children liked, how adventurous they were, what the interest of the wife was, and maybe important dates in their life. So I tried to put those little details into it, and it always made it even more memorable for them. Aside from the experience of going to a new place or experiencing a different culture, it was very important that they had an imprint in the travel experience as well for memories that they wanted to create.
Yeah. So before you started Travel Lotus, of course you were working as a travel agent for another agency, and so of course you've said now that it was because people came to you for the personal touch that you put in there, but were you aware of the risks? Because sometimes, you're working somewhere, you think, I think I should start my own business. But were you aware of the risks that you were taking by going out to start your own business?
I won't say I was aware, but I was open to it. I won't say I was aware, but I was open to it. I was like, okay, this is a new challenge. Okay, let me try it. Let me start. I used to say, okay, I wanted to start my own business. And one day I was just like, okay, I want to start my own business. I want to start my own business. If I keep saying I want to start my own business, 10 years down the line, I'd still be working.
Yeah.
And I'd say, I want to start my own business. Fine, it started on the side. Then one day I just decided, okay, I'm done. Let me just go right ahead and
so
just
were
start.
there people that encouraged you along the way? That,
My family.
So look, you can do this.
Yes, I think my family was a big impact on that. They were like, oh, you can do it. That you're always very spontaneous and creative, and I think that you work really well on your own. You are very detailed, and I think you can do it. So they were like, okay, just go for it. Just go for it. Even if you don't make a lot of money in the beginning, say, oh, okay, oh.
So one of the things that I'm curious about, when you started was, you said you started it on the side, so you were probably taking, little jobs here and there.
Yes.
So when you eventually decided, okay, Travel Lotus, we've started, did you get an office immediately, or you were working from home? And
no, I was working virtually because it was very important for me that as much as possible that I was trying to keep the business, it remained profitable, and I tried to lower the cost of running the business. If I said I wanted to get an office immediately, it would have eaten into my profit or my margin. So I wanted, and travel is something that I feel in my own with my own experience, I work virtually most of the time. Once there's stable internet connection and I have a laptop or my phone, I can work from anywhere across the world. So
you didn't have to.
So I didn't have to
put that much funds into the bricks and mortar place. And then, how did you establish trust? Because one of the things that you said was that people came to you. That's people you've already worked with when you were with another agency. But how did you then grow your client base and establish trust?
Referrals, basically. Referrals was very important for me that I sold my integrity first. I feel after I left paid employment, the first person that worked for me paid money into my bank account.
Wow.
With my name. So after that, the person paid for a family trip, and the person paid close to ₦1 million, and the person did not even budge. But it was just word of mouth from a family member, and the person was like, I know Tolu, she'll do a great job, and that was it. So it was just left to me to just say, oh, okay, this person has put in good word for me, this person has put in trust, I have to deliver. So it was just like that. And immediately that person paid money to me and I was able to deliver. I just knew, okay, the next step for me was not just say, oh, people trust me now. Let me build on it. Let me register my company and have a dignified and established front. Register the company, have a bank account, have...
Which is really important because you talked about trust, you talked about integrity, which is one of the things that you also mentioned. Because there's a lot of players in the industry now, people doing different things, people that are hustlers, people that they're not really agents or certified in any way, but they just try and come up with all these things. And so how important is it to maintain that good name in this business?
It's very important. It's very important. I'd say 1 in 5 clients that I work with, they tell you they've probably been duped for a travel ticket or a visa or something. One thing or the other, they've had a bad experience with one person or the other. One thing I tell them is that you try as much as possible to verify the kind of person that you work with. And in this, in the travel space or in any kind of business, it's very important that most people work with you based on referrals. Even on social media, they come to you, they'll see feedback that previous clients have had with you, or they just come to your comments, just check the interactions that kind of business has had with other people prior to saying, oh, okay, I want to purchase a service from this kind of person. Because travel is something that you have to, it's not something that is cheap per se. So you have to pay a huge sum of money and expect something in return. So once you've already paid, you've already committed. So there are a lot of times that you have issues that when people pay, they don't get the service that it's just do your groundwork, make sure that you research the kind of person that you're paying to.
So finally, I mean, one of the things that I know a CEO needs is people they can trust. Apart from the fact that you want clients to be able to trust you, you also need people that can stay, people that you can train and all of that. How have you worked with staff? How have you chosen them? How's it been?
Choosing staff, that's been pretty difficult because you, at different points, you realize that, okay, this is what I need. So it's getting the person to understand or key into the vision that, okay, this is what I'm projecting, or this is what we are trying to achieve. This as a company is always very, very dicey somehow. You just try to just say, okay, I'm going all in. I hope I'm a good leader. You just try to be a good leader as much as possible and try to hope that staff understands or buys into the vision. As much as possible, I try to have conversations with staff and just do a sit down and say, okay, do you have ideas? So that they feel relevant and they say that, okay, my ideas are working. At least you feel like, okay, I'm not just stifling you, or I'm not just saying, oh, it's my thing, it's my thing, it's my thing. It works very well, like teamwork, and being able to buy into the vision, basically, that this is what we are trying to achieve. And I feel like if you're able to do that, you'd be able to up your game and work very well.
All right, so what's the next level for Travel Lotus? I mean, you've done level 1, which is, okay, your training, your background, everything. Level 2, you started the company, it's successful already. What's the next level?
I'm putting Travel Lotus on a global map. I want it to be an international brand. I'm organizing a travel summit in June. The theme is answering questions of travelers and travel agents. I feel like
we're going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a gap between travelers and travel agents that sometimes the right questions don't get asked or the right answers don't get put in place. So I'm putting that platform out so that people can come on board and ask questions, get answers.
All right, so Lope, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
But it's not over yet. We're going to take you to the kitchen where we have some reward for you. We always have a reward for our entrepreneurs because you guys work so hard. Sleepless nights, salaries to pay, now you're paying rent, and so many things going on with you guys. But you also make a lot of money as well. But join me in the kitchen with the rest of the gang. Hey, people. Please have a seat.
Welcome.
Thank
you. To the kitchen. Morning. Morning.
Chef
Tina has been hard at work here.
You're welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Thanks to Chef Tina, we have breakfast today. This is Chinese Chef Tina's Chinese chicken broth with sardine bread. So she'll tell us how we arrived at this.
So I'm noticing that Mike is far away from this food today. I don't understand. Is it because it's from China?
This looks very wonderful, you know.
Very colorful. Very colorful.
Very colorful.
And very healthy as well.
We're used to 2 or 3 colors in our
So
food.
Sheftina, tell us about this dish.
It sounds like 5 or 6 already.
Okay, I made the soup, and the ingredients there is just little. It's not much. We have a chicken, a carrots, a celery, salt.
Oh, so this is celery.
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering,
It looks like some peppers there.
I was looking at what kind of F4 is this one?
All right. Pepper.
All right.
So it's,
Please have
you know,
it.
it's morning. And we
She's
just
traveled around.
She's traveled
the world,
around
so
the world, so she knows
she's not
good
afraid.
food.
Have a
What do you
taste
think?
of that soup.
Very
Mike,
nice.
I thought you weren't interested.
You see? Oh, goodness me.
Interesting.
Once she mentioned pepper, Mike picked the plate. Yeah.
And you know, that's chicken. So when
Yeah.
in doubt, let's go for the chicken. Yeah.
Please go ahead and try.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
it's all yours.
It's all yours, please. So what do you think?
It's really nice.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well done once again, Chef Tina. And happy birthday once again.
Birthday
We should do something with Chef
Yes,
Tina.
thank you
She's
for
always
the
come through
cake.
with us.
Tomorrow.
That cake, man.
guys
Are you sure we
so
can't
the
have
cake
some
is
more of that
mine.
cake for tomorrow morning? I'm just saying.
All right. A big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on Wake Up Nigeria.
Of course, and a big shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for the amazing hairstyle.
Thank you, Fola.
Thank you. And thank you to all of you who tuned in today. Please make it a date with us once again tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. We'll have so much more in store for you. Trust us. We always have a lineup that's worth watching.
All right. See you on Tuesday.
All right. Have a
nice
great
day.
day, y'all. Bye.